Uh, so, generally speaking, what are the because reincarnation tends to be a very big topic that I've seen that comes up in Hindu and Buddhist talks. Uh, what is the Buddhist view sort of on reincarnation and stuff like
Okay, well, this kind of leads into the three marks of existence. The three marks of existence are suffering, impermanence, and egolessness. And what this means is that all existence contains suffering. Um, all existence is impermanent. All lives are impermanent, and in essence, there is no self. So that's what egolessness or anatta means, is that there is no self. So the Hindus said that there was an atta. In Sanskrit it's atma, that there's an eternal soul, and the Buddha said that there is no eternal unchanging soul. There is no atta. And this is so. Nevertheless, he did not deny rebirth. That there is that the cycle of life and death does continue. That when that this life leads to another life, and it is only by attaining enlightenment, nibbana, that one attains an end to the cycle of birth and death and of suffering. And that you're reborn according to the results of your actions. So if you harm others in this life, then you'll most likely be reborn in a lower form of life, or even in the hells in the next life. And if you perform beneficial actions to yourself and others in this life, that you'll, especially to others, one might say, that you'll be reborn in a beneficial, in a higher life.
One question that others may go ahead.
I was going to say, a common criticism that that sort of views from people is that it sort of encourages people to not help out the poor because people
seem no, that
people seem to think
that doesn't really fit at all, because the Buddha placed a lot of emphasis on generosity and kindness and compassion. So there is so yes, it may be true that their current state, that the state of all beings is the result of their previous actions. You can also improve your future well-being by being kind to others who are less fortunate than you in this life.
Well, like I was gonna say, is that generally the criticism is about, people will say, well, then you shouldn't. I mean, it should encourage people not to really help out the suffering, because people will say, oh, well, they were just horrible people in their past lives, so why help them now? They're just getting what they deserve.
So I think we see that the Buddhist teachings avoid both extremes. It doesn't say that he clearly placed a large emphasis on compassion. So I think if someone said that, they would either not know the teachings of the Buddha about generosity and kindness or compassion, or they would be ignoring those teachings. So I think if you go to Buddhist countries, Buddhists are very generous. You go to Sri Lanka, for example, you would be astounded at how generous people are, at how kind people are, and how they wish to help other people. If you think about it, even without the view of, let's say we were just looking at it in this life. Okay, let's for as a thought experiment, let's focus on this life. We find that in this life, poor people very often are poor as a result of their actions in this life. Not all the time, but very often. But nevertheless, that doesn't prevent people from being kind to them and to helping them help themselves, basically. So in the Buddhist teachings there is, and in Buddhism there's an enormous emphasis on generosity and being kind to others and being compassionate to others.
Yeah,